One, two, one, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 should not be your favorite number when it comes to What's a Podcast because at the 10-minute mark, that's when you get cut off and you're mad you
Oh,
didn't
there you go.
subscribe. So
That's true. That's
Patreon.
true.
Patreon.com/What's a Podcast. But we are here. I am DJ Jerome Baker III, the best DJ in the world. Shout out to my guy, always available. Hashtag Streetwear Eddie and Abdul.
What's up? It's Streetwear Eddie's still on like a world tour, man. He left us behind.
Streetwear Eddie is not here. We were actually supposed to have special guest return for the artist Pierre Edwards.
Okay. What happened?
Pierre's in LA dominating. You know
I mean, it is
There's-
Valentine's Day too. You know what I mean?
Nah,
It's
no,
about
no, no, no,
happening.
no. Listen, number one, shout out to Pierre's wife, Kiki. She's an amazing floral artist,
Sure.
if you will, and she sold out a workshop at the Square. I don't know if you've been to the Square yet.
Where's that?
The Square is on like 19th and K,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's a new food hall. So a lot of places that you can't get food, they're like the Taqueria Sachi, and there's like this fried chicken place. Like it's cool, it's solid. So she
All
sold
right.
out the Square. She sold out the Square with like her art making bouquets and all this stuff. She's
That's
extremely
fire.
talented. It's fire. So that's
Amazing.
that's Pierre's wife. So shout out to Kiki for that.
Also
Number two,
creative director. So it just
she's-
runs in the family.
She, you know what, Kiki is like. So number one, she went to Hampton, which automatically makes her, you know what I'm saying, top
Oh,
tier.
okay. Okay.
Number
Okay.
two,
Okay.
she looks like Engineer Garments in real life. Like what Engineer Garments is trying to look like, that's how Kiki
Yeah.
dresses. And some
She's the muse and
she,
the lookbook.
10,000,000%.
Wow.
If she walked
She's-
if she walked into EG, she would shut them down with no problem.
yeah. She's the lookbook, the muse, and the model
100%.
for Engineer Garments.
Yes, sir.
Listen, sponsor her and sponsor the show, Engineer Garments.
There you go. Speaking of Engineer Garments, real quick, you know what I'm saying? We can't get it's just. I'm gonna blame you on this one because you didn't.
I'm gonna
check
blame
the
you
people.
because I think I already know where you're going.
Listen, so Abdul posted a picture.
Yeah.
First, people in the comments like, "Yo, what's the ID on the pants?"
You
I-
gave it up.
I said
you were about to
I
sell
said-
me out.
Nah, I said EG, right?
Yeah,
Cuz comes back like EG with a bunch of question marks. But I deleted the comment, bro. What are you
deleted
talking
your
about?
comment. I ended up
How do you not
deleting
know-
his comment.
How do you not? How do you not know what EG is, bro? Come on, bro. That was so weak.
I was like, bro, I'm about to give up my sauce.
That was so weak. Nevertheless,
Pants look fired. We got to give it up for
listen. I thought it was.
on point.
We're not even like questioning that. Absolutely on fire, but just the fact that Cuz didn't know what EG was and put like multiple question marks. Like, come
Yeah.
on, dog.
Yeah.
But
Everywhere I
before
go,
we
people are like, yo, what kind of pants are those?
before we
I
get
just
into
be like
that,
army surplus.
before we get into that any further, there's like the cool kids in LA right now. Like Pierre's out there, Adrian's out there.
Oh shit.
The
Okay.
dude Cam is out there. They're all out there working together. That is a
Oh, trifecta. The
That's a
all-star
forceful
team.
that's a forceful team right there. It's a real
Listen, I
forceful
already
team.
know. I already know how to get down. I don't think I know Cam, but listen, I can vouch for Adrian and Pierre. So I already know they get busy.
I think you know Cam. What's his name? Cam Hicks? Isn't that his name?
Yeah, no, I know the name. I don't know if I know.
Oh,
him.
okay.
Yeah, shout out to him though.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
you know, but I'm not gonna give up too much of what they got releasing soon. It's gonna drop soon. It's gonna be
Okay.
tight.
Okay.
But you know, it's a matter of just you want to see powerful people link up, and that's the young creative director. It gets no iller than that.
The
you know what I'm
DMV.
saying?
The DMV CDs.
I don't even. That's just more of a DNA. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
The
more of a like.
DNA from the DMVs. You know what I'm
But,
saying?
you know, you
They're
gotta- but
CDs.
But you got to get out of the DMV to be at CD. Sometimes
That's why they went to
It's
LA.
hard. I'm just
It's
saying.
a lot of
DMV
loaders.
DMV got to do better. But nevertheless,
We're here.
So
We're here stuck in cold
it has been
on Valentine's
incredibly.
Day. We're
it's been
recording
incredible.
Valentine's Day, by the way,
It's been
guys.
incredibly cold the past couple of days. This is ridiculous. But shout out to everybody who had a Valentine or did not have a Valentine. It does not define you if you do
It's
or do
true.
not have a Valentine. So I don't want people to feel like because what they see on the gram. Because I went to so Bella and I left the shop and we went to Trader Joe's today. So
Okay.
on the way to Trader Joe's, there's like three restaurants. There's like Lupo Verde,
Lupo Verde's
Bresca,
fire.
Lupo Verde, Bresca, and another one, right?
Yep.
Mad people, couples. Everything is like, you know what I'm saying? It's all like we go to Trader Joe's. I'm thinking Trader Joe's gonna be dead.
It's late.
Trader Joe's is popping
What time
with
did you go
people
though?
7:30.
That's prime time. People just got home from work. They're like, you know
No,
what? You
bro.
run downstairs, go grab some groceries, and
Nah,
chef it up a little bit.
nah. These people were not in that space. It wasn't like let me go
Okay.
grab a glass. It wasn't like let me go grab a glass of Black Girl Magic Rosé. No, no, no. This was people who were like, I have on big coat, favorite sweats, uh, Yeezy
Mm.
slides, college sweatshirt. You know what I'm saying? Looking like it was a rough one today.
Pilgrims.
Pilgrims. I was like, man,
Oof.
this was an ugly group of pilgrims. It was ugly.
Dog, I hate to say this, but the pilgrims have really taken over this city. It makes me sick.
Certain parts, yes. Certain parts of the
Uh,
city they have just completely overrun.
yeah,
Unfortunately, what when they overrun parts of the city gets new attributes. Right? I'm not going to say it makes the city better because 14th and U is still wild as hell, but it makes the city have different attributes such as stronger police presence. Certain businesses will open when there's a higher. I mean, we're talking about Trader Joe's of all places. Um, and so just in general when the colonizers put their foot down, it's how they do. So it's like you either got to take advantage of it and try to make it work best for you, or fight the good fight and hope it doesn't happen. It's your call.
yeah. I'm not a fan of it. I'll be honest. I just think, and this is not coming from a colorist or or even trying to say white people suck and this that, because that's not what I mean. I just think that the people that are moving into the city um, just come with such privilege that they fail to understand and realize the neighborhoods that they're moving into. And when you don't understand or respect those neighborhoods, I can't fuck with you. So that's what I mean. I don't mean by any way that, white people suck, this, that, and the other. No. I just kind of mean that the attitude you come with to these areas has to be one of respect, and you got to honor the people that are from here. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see that
I
in
agree with
any
you,
parts of the city.
but they don't do that anywhere they go. Like, it's not just DC,
And
right?
yeah,
It's
so yeah, I mean, we've
anywhere
heard
they
stories
go,
of that happening. Yeah, in New York and other big cities that have been
everywhere,
gentrified. It's
everywhere.
it's it's sickening. Yeah, you're right.
Truth be told, I'm not saying this to be funny, and I love the place. I'll actually be there on March 1st if anybody's going to be there March 1st. But the only place that I haven't seen them really go crazy, and I'm sure they have, so you can tell me if I'm wrong.
Where
But Baltimore,
it's happening.
that's
It's
what I'm saying. It's
starting to
happening.
happen
It's
now.
happening. But
Yeah,
The thing about Baltimore is, it's a black city, right? And so the streets are going to make you respect it whether you want to or not, right? That
true.
you know what I'm saying. Like, I understand that what Hopkins has done in that area, and I'm sure there's other things. Again, I don't get to Baltimore but once a month. You know what I'm saying, if I'm lucky.
Hmm.
However, any other place when they have a administration that wants to make a lot of money and make things seem like they're improving the city, such as what's happened here in DC, they've opened the floodgates to gentrification in a way that will really make you dislike colonizers. And a lot of it is them taking advantage of that stuff as well. You know what I'm saying? Like when you hit the streets of DC, when we hit the streets of DC this upcoming Saturday, do you know what Union Market's gonna look like?
Oh my God, I don't even want to know. It's gonna be
First of
terrible.
all, I'm catching a ride up there with you, right? But
Yeah,
nevertheless, it's like you telling me
we're a strong
12.
minority out there.
Well, I'm just saying, you talking about 12 p.m. in Union Market on a Saturday?
Yeah,
The new gentrifiers are they're foaming at the mouth.
yeah,
Dog, that area is incredible from Union Market to the Morrow Hotel to 8th Street.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, unfortunately, they've never had to respect it because who's gonna check the checker?
You're
Like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
You're right. So I will say this, and you brought up Baltimore. What I will say is Baltimore also has it has a pretty big white population as well. As much as it is a black city, it also has pockets of the city that have white residents, but also from very blue collared and low economic wage group. So they tend to understand the hood a little bit more than outsiders coming in. You know what I'm saying? So when people are coming in from outside and they're coming in with a little bit of dough, I think that's when you start to see the sort of arrogance that we see here in Washington, D.C.
that was
And
an amazing way of saying poor white trash, but please continue.
I did not say that, by the way.
I'm just
But
saying the way
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
lower
but
economic blue collar white.
but I think when Baltimore is going to start changing is going to be when we start seeing outsiders coming in and starting to take over some of these neighborhoods. At that point is when we're going to start to see more arrogance amongst white people, and the disrespect is going to start at that point. Today, it's a little bit all right, only because everybody's kind of along the same playing field. You know what I mean?
There's no
So
way it's none of it is all right. None of it is all right.
no, no, no. What I meant by all right is we don't see as much of that sort of arrogance from the white people there. That's what I meant. And
I
I'm
th-
sure it's there. It's just not as in
what's
your
that one
face.
what's that one neighborhood in Baltimore? There's one
Which
neighborhood in
one?
Baltimore to me that feels like it's a little different. It's close to the harbor, maybe. So let's say
Fells Point?
where's the Whole Foods at? Where's Black Swan
That's
at?
Fells Point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
there's
Fells Point.
a little
Yeah,
parts of that's a little. I'm like, oh, okay,
absolutely,
this
absolutely.
was this was built to be different. This is where the people with
That's
money
You're
that
absolutely right. That's probably the most expensive neighborhood in Baltimore City. Yeah, I think you're right. That one is a sort of like a high class area, and you're gonna see white people with their noses stuck up. But if you move a little bit east and even staying within the city limits, um, you don't see that as much. But
well,
yeah,
I feel like there's a huge sort of understanding that people um need to do the research and do the knowledge and understand what it's like when these people come in. It looks different. There's redlining. Baltimore has a huge history with redlining, and you know what I'm
correct.
saying. Like, there's things that mind you, I'm a sociology major. I'm a genius, so but things as simple as trees. How many trees you get in your neighborhood versus how many trees are in a different neighborhood, right?
Yeah,
Trees can devalue property. They can raise the value of property. Like, it's amazing when you really take the time to read into these things how systematic
one
the the,
hundred percent.
coloni- the colonizers have been. It's not blunt in your face. It's
Yeah,
literally a system built for you to not even understand. Like, yo, you don't have parks in your neighborhood. But
yeah,
but you'll cross one major road, you'll cross a North Avenue or North Capitol Street or something, and you'll realize, like, you know what? I should have subscribed to What's a Podcast on Patreon because
That's right.
at this point, we're saying peace out to our free members, and we want to thank you for listening. And remember, this will be on the full episode will be on our YouTube in 2 weeks. But if you want to catch the full episode now and audio and video, please subscribe to what's patreon.com/what's a podcast. Peace.
Peace.
And we're back, people. Welcome back. I know we kind of just, you know what I'm saying, got off to a very, very, very strong start. Shout out to our colonizers over there. You know what I'm saying? If you can come through and just ruin an entire race of people's lives because you don't put trees in their neighborhood.
Yeah, shout out to the colonizers, man. A lot of
Yeah,
y'all are
you know what I'm
allies.
saying?
You know, we have friends, and you know what I mean. We
Well,
fuck with y'all.
if they're allies, do you call them colonizers or do you call them another name if they're allies?
I think we still call them that. Yeah, I think we still call them colonizers.
Yo, I
and
cannot
pilgrims.
breathe. I cannot.
Yeah, why
Pilgrims
not?
for sure.
Yeah,
And you know what? See, when we call them pilgrims, that really upsets me because that's when I think of the Indians when they should have just took it. They should have just took them out.
Mhm.
They had a
Yeah.
chance to save the world in
I
1637.
know.
Just
I know.
take them out. You know what I'm saying?
God damn it. What's
But
up
yes,
with you, man? It's
listen,
Valentine's Day. Well, did you ever you go
no.
hang out with a friend of yours or what?
I hang out with the kid, man. The kid is my ace. So
I
that's what
know
I hang
that,
out with.
but nothing else. You got something lined up for after we're done recording?
Nah.
Sure.
The weights. I got to do kettlebell. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, all right.
I'm trying to stay in the contest. My man Silas, 100 miles for
yo,
the month.
You're knocking on 60 miles right now.
Yeah.
I peeped it today.
So I got a good
Yeah.
before. I'm going for 10 on Saturday morning before the
joint, before our
before the
event.
joint. So I'm gonna walk from my crib to and you jog. You know, from you take Beach Drive.
Yep.
Just my crib to Beach Drive, but the Maryland part. So you take
all
Beach
the
Drive
way.
all the way to Maryland, East West Highway.
Yeah, I've done. Oh, you're gonna go all the way to East West Highway.
Walk all the way and turn back around.
That's about 6.5 miles each way.
It's a little more. Yeah, it's official.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do it, man. I want to get this challenge out the way. I'm not bothered by it. I just want to, prove to myself I can do it. So I'm excited.
I feel you.
No. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling tonight, man. I worked last night.
Where were you at last night?
It's a heist. It was a little cold outside. It's very cold
Yeah.
outside. It's a little slow. And but we had a good time, man. You know, heists always shows me love. So shout out to them. But you said you were out. You were previous to the episode taping.
Yeah, man. I went out with my wife and went and got some dinner. Went to this Italian spot in Petworth called San Matteo. I don't know if you checked it out. It's like one or two doors down from Tim Pizza. But pretty good. Not bad. It was our first time going to that joint, and
was it busy?
But yeah, it was busy actually. It was busy.
That's the one thing about tonight, though, man. If you got a spot, it's gonna get blown up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like it's gonna
yeah,
get blown up real quick. Like you can't have no low spots tonight. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are over in a nice area. I mean, it's nice, but it's like it's not everybody's go-to area all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's kind of why it was
the restaurants.
It was like a last minute thing, and we were able to catch a reservation there.
Okay.
Which is why we never made it into downtown, because downtown was booked solid.
The restaurants are crazy over there. Like there's character in those restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Timber is amazing.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Some good spots. The honeymoon chicken, right? People like that real heavy.
You like that joint, right?
Solid.
My kids like it. I don't love it. I don't love the honeymoon chicken joint.
I'm a little upset because, well, not upset. I'm like in between because I don't know if the portion sizes are small or if I'm just used to like gargantuan American portion sizes. You know what I mean? So it's like I got to get it right.
Uh,
Today's also because my mother's an angel, and she called me um, Lent. So
oh,
you
what
know
is that? What does that mean?
you have to give up something until Easter.
Are you giving up something?
Yeah. So I'm giving up pork and soda.
Two things. I don't know how big of. Is this really a big sacrifice? It doesn't seem
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. I love soda when I'm DJing because I don't like to drink when I DJ.
Okay,
So just like the
so you got to
like,
give that up.
well, like how like well you don't know because you don't drink, but when you drink and that tequila kind of hits you, you're like like you know what I'm saying. It's the same thing
Yeah,
with a good cold Sprite. A good cold Sprite is
nah,
just like oh,
no, there's nothing like it.
that's what I'm
There's
saying. So
nothing like a cold Sprite.
I'm giving that up, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And then
What is mom's giving up?
like she has a sweet tooth. So she's, you know what I'm saying? She's giving up candy and stuff like that. So, and then giving up pork is just like, it'll be like something like, I'll get like a pepperoni pizza or something, a slice of pepperoni pizza. And I'm just like, I don't even need to do that. You know what I mean? So, um, shout outs, goodbye to the pepperoni pizzas and the Sprites. I'll be drinking soda water moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And still trying to
Yeah.
minimize the liquor, you know? Um, this weekend was fantastic. Uh, for those that don't know, I was able to DJ for this company called Riot House Hospitality, or Riot Hospitality Group, excuse me. And they run 15-ish venues in the country, but primarily they're based out of Arizona. This week in Arizona hosted a golf tournament called the Waste Management Open.
Oh
If
yeah, that's right.
there were 500,000 people there on Saturday alone.
That's
People were,
crazy.
people were getting carried out. They actually stopped serving liquor and they stopped um, ticket sales to let people in. Right. So what happened was early in the week it rained, and so when it rained, the people had to change like where they were walking, so people were just in each other's way. So many people, so much liquor. It rained 1.14 inches in 2 days, like Tuesday, Wednesday. Arizona
Yeah.
usually sees between 7 and 8 inches of rain all year long. So to see that much rain is just kind of like it's crazy. But nevertheless, it's the best tournament in golf. If you ever want to go, please let me know. I'll go every year. I got
And
out
this is the
there.
one that had the party was on the green, right?
Yes, 16th hole, 18th hole. It's amazing. It's truly, truly amazing.
That's fire.
I DJ'd on Saturday from 1 to 5, and a couple of the homies showed up. Do some LA, whatever. And then me and my brother just hit the town. Man, Arizona has so many places to go drink and just sort of like do that whole nine. Sunday, I literally was at my mom's house until 3, doing nothing. Go swoop Kel. We make a move downtown. We make a move to Scottsdale. I'm DJing during the game, so only during the commercials and after Usher on halftime.
Mm.
Um, at which point um, from 8 to 10, just rocked out, just crushed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the clubs are just open all day long from 1 p.m. until 2 a.m. So I'm done at 10. I run to another club that's right 2 doors down. Get in there at 11. Played 11 to 12. Got back on about 12:45. Played 12:45 to 2. And yeah, Phoenix Scottsdale's gonna be on the. I crushed both of those. Knocked them out the
Rocked it out.
park.
Oh,
Yeah. Real proper. Like so. I'll be back very soon. Monday, I was just home, just like, hey man, I just want to be home for a day, just to soak up the game, man. Being home, eat some tacos. We then what happened? I got to the airport. My flight was at 12:50 a.m. on Tuesday. We get on the
sheesh.
plane. We get on the plane, and I'm sitting next to this guy who's just telling me his life story, which number one was the problem. Number two, I knew we were in for a long flight because he said, yeah, my goal right now is to go from 215 to 245 in terms of gaining weight. But he wasn't a strong dude, he's kind of a bigger dude. So like, dang, he's like taking up my seat and a half. And I'm just like, I'm praying somebody like doesn't, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So I fall
Direct
asleep on the
flight?
plane. Yeah, direct flight. I fall asleep on the plane. Boom, wake up. We're still in the same spot.
No. What happened?
Yes, something happened with the
Delay.
engine. 45 minutes. We get off that plane at 1:30. We get back on the plane headed to DC at 3:15 a.m. When I tell you I saw none of that flight, like I don't think
Yeah.
anybody saw any of that flight. Um, that was
Knocked
a
out.
little frustrating. Yeah. And then came back last night and DJ. But I picked up my boo boo from school, DJ'd, you know what I mean, and we're here now. So it was a beautiful weekend
Yeah.
across the American Southwest. I saw that you had a very short New York City adventure as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, man. I shot up to New York Friday morning. Um, some of my homies, a good friend of mine, Edson Sabajo, who's one of the owners of Pata in Amsterdam, was in New York for the weekend. And I just had some time I could take off, man. So, I shot up there Friday morning, stopped off at Clark Kent's house and hung out with him and his son for a few hours and did lunch and then made my way to the city. Um, Ata actually had a collaboration coming out with Marshall Amps, the speaker company. They did like a small little portable speaker joint, and they had like a pop up, and just like on Friday. Actually, the pop up was like Saturday, was Friday and Saturday, but Saturday was like the main thing. So, yeah, I'd found like a nice little Hilton hotel up there for, what I'm saying, relatively cheap. So I spent the night up there and hung out and saw the homies. And Saturday, listen, I had to take advantage of that Soho House membership, dog. You know what I mean? I was up at
Yo,
Dumbo
listen,
House.
listen. I meant to bring that up. Okay, I seen you and what's not Dre. What's cousin's name?
I'm there all day.
All day. I said, hold up. Are they in Soul House? I said,
Yeah, no.
and then I'm like, yo, then you went to Dumbo House. You went to like the black
Well,
one.
I
You know
never
what I'm
went to
saying?
Soho House. I only went to Dumbo House. So where you saw me, that was actually Dumbo House.
That's what I'm saying. But since Dumbo House is a Soul House property, I'm like, oh, like you didn't go to Ludlow House. You went
No, I
to
didn't. I went to Brooklyn.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I
So
mean, still popping though.
yeah. Nah, it's popping. I kind of get it. I kind of get it. I can't even front. I kind of get it. Right. So I woke up Saturday morning and I called my man up and I'm like, yo, I got this membership thing. Like, should we take advantage? He like, come scoop me up. Let's go. So I went and picked him up, and all day, and I went to Dumbo House, and what was supposed to be a quick little thing, we ended up being there for like 2 hours, just
For
chilling.
it's
Yeah,
everything's there, bro. Everything is there. It's a cool little setting. The view is amazing.
yeah. I mean,
Something to look
coffee
at
and
there.
bro, what actually surprised me a lot about it, which I wasn't hip to, was the prices are actually kind of mediocre. They're not like they don't hit you in the head. You know what I mean? You can
From
get a
from my experience, it changes every house.
okay. So this was my first time going to any of these houses in New York,
Right.
right? And I've gone and had lunch at the one in Miami, but I never paid for it. So this was my first time actually looking at a menu and like paying attention to the prices. But you could literally have, a nice brunch dish for like right around $20. You know what I mean? So it's very affordable, and I was just like, oh, I get it. You can really be in here just chilling. Um, yeah, man. So we ended up hanging out there for a while, and shout out to my man Chris Ritchie, who previously worked at Nike and is now with Solomon. He's lives in the neighborhood, and he came over and hung out with us for a while. And yeah, bounced from there. We made our way downtown, went to the LES and went to the Pata pop up, and yeah, saw a lot of the homies there. And yeah, I just kicked it there for about another like 4 hours, and got on the road around 8 p.m. or something like that, and just came back home. So it was a nice little trip,
Listen,
and got to
man.
see a lot of people and hang out and do the whole
Listen,
double
man.
house experience.
There's nothing better than like a strong
Yeah,
Saturday in New York City. You know what I'm
that's a
saying?
fact.
Like
That's a fact.
it's
Yeah,
really nothing better than a strong Saturday because you already know everybody's available to some degree. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's not like a Tuesday where everybody's working and the city is,
right.
you know what I'm saying, traffic or whatever, whatever. A strong
Yeah,
Saturday in the city and I've been told you I'm here. Oh,
yeah,
it
yeah.
gets
And
no better.
everybody just came to the Pata pop up, and so I got a lot to see a lot of people, man. My man Scrams and Audi and Michael Palooza, Premium P actually was in the building. My man All Day, of course, was there with me. Brendan Dunn from Complex, Trinidad James, and you know everybody, man. All the homies just came through, and we just kicked it. Just the weather was nice, so we got to hang outside and just talk shit. And my man Bar, what I mean, everybody. So yeah, it was a nice little vibe, man. We
That's
we
what I'm
just kicked
saying.
it.
When the whole
Yeah.
when people people go out of their way when you pull up to town, like, hey, I'm here.
Nah, it was. I don't know
And
if
we
they
got
were necessarily pulling up for me, but it was just
it's just the
a
prince. It's
great.
just
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
principle. It's just on
yeah.
principalities. You know what I'm saying?
It
Like,
was a good time.
and this
It
is
was a good time.
It's February. If you really pull up in that June, July, it's even iller.
I'm doing it. I'm going back. I'm going
Even
back. I'm going back. I'm gonna run it back again. Uh,
um, it's
now I
amazing,
got to
man.
taste the Dumble House or like the Soul House shit. Listen, the membership is there, baby. We got to take advantage of it.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting to get my chase card down a little bit before I pull the trigger.
Yeah,
So you know what I'm saying. But just know that we've all got some soul house things coming very soon. So
that's a
you know what I'm
fact.
saying. But
Should we talk about this event that we have?
well,
We're
one sec. We got
part
to
of
we got to
on.
we still got a little Super Bowl activity to
Oh,
discuss
that's right.
as
Actually,
as
it
well
was
as
the
well
Super
as
Bowl. You
so
were
Super Bowl.
DJing.
I was DJing during the Super Bowl, 6 to 10. So basically, I was DJing during the commercials. Super Bowl itself was San Francisco should have won. Their offense didn't get the
I
job
know.
done. Had their offense got the job done, they would have really killed the Chiefs.
Honestly, if
Um,
they had not missed that one field goal that blocked, it was game over.
the 17-16 one, yeah, for sure.
It was game over. That was
Yeah.
it.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
If they had made that field goal, it was over.
You
Done.
know, coulda, woulda, shoulda. There's been a fallout in all angles. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, there was actually a shooting today at the parade for
I
the
saw
Chiefs
that.
winning. I think 9 people were shot. Uh,
9 people injured, one dead.
nine injured, one dead. And, you know what I'm saying? It's just a
It's
very
terrible.
sad case that you can't even go to a celebration anymore.
Who were you
Uh,
rooting for in that game?
the 49ers.
Me too.
I,
Why? Why were you rooting for the 49ers?
I just everybody was going for the Niners. I don't know why. It was just a collective
Oh, okay.
feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like when when the Niners would score, I would play like Bay Area songs and people would get hype. If the Chiefs scored, I wouldn't play nothing, and the room would just go flat. People were just like, "Oh, come on, man!" And not because I didn't play nothing, just because they were like
Yeah.
they didn't want them to win. You know what I mean? So once they did win, it was just like, another one of these, huh? You know?
Yeah, I didn't really care, but I was kind of rooting for the Niners as well. And I think part of it was um Kansas City had just crushed Baltimore a couple of weeks ago. So I was hating because of that. Then the whole Taylor Swift thing really just, left a bad taste in my mouth. So I was just kind of going for the other guys. Um, but they couldn't complete it, man. Patrick Mahomes is different though. I gotta give it up to him.
Listen, you got nobody would ever dispute his physical abilities, his no, he's a great, but he just plays for a corny team. He sounds corny when he talks.
You're right.
His wife is extra corny. You know
His
what I'm
brother's
saying?
even
Like,
cornier.
his brother is like a sex offender or something. It's
He's a
crazy.
sex offender. Yeah.
Allegedly. But it's
Is it
bad
allegedly
business.
or was that what if?
I don't. I thought it was for
Okay,
real, but
we'll
we
say
said
allegedly.
yeah. But this is also behind a paywall, so we can say what we want. Um, so his brother's a little weirdo, and you know what I'm saying. The vibes just aren't right with them, but they win, so you can't really say a whole lot. Like my homie is a
Yeah.
Chiefs fan, and I just have
Was he
avoided him.
always a Chiefs fan or is he a
Yeah,
new
yeah.
Chiefs fan?
Now he's been a Chiefs fan since the '90s.
All right.
So
Shout out
uh,
to him. Nigerian
yeah,
Nightmare,
so
Christian Okoye. He's West
uh,
African. Shout out to him.
and my
Um,
man was a for instance like was a Chiefs fan since like Derek Thomas and like a lot of just
oh yeah, I
older.
remember that
Yeah,
name.
you know what I'm saying. So yeah.
Another big game that actually also happened on Sunday was the African Cup of Nations finals between Nigeria and Ivory Coast. Um, Ivory Coast ended up winning that 2-1, and in this area especially, there's a huge population of Nigerian men and women. Um, yeah, listen, Nigerian Twitter and Nigerian TikTok was in shambles. Like they were people were crying, bro. It was one of the
I
funniest
think you
things
also
ever.
have to mention Nigerian WhatsApp.
Oh yeah, Nigerian WhatsApp. Yo, listen. Psh, no, people were vexed, big
Yeah.
time. Yeah, it was. It
I
was.
just got in and started using WhatsApp a lot because I have to talk to these cats who are like in Paris for the pop up. And
Yeah,
man, WhatsApp is a different monster. It's like every you can do everything on WhatsApp. Like
yeah,
this thing is crazy. You can post your status. You can do everything on this joint, man. It is incredible. I'm sorry, but
yeah.
go ahead.
What WhatsApp is like instant messenger for your phone.
With Instagram stories, though.
Right. It's literally like what AOL instant messenger used to be back in the day. It's that in like a phone based version of that because you can see when somebody reads your text, they're based on the number of checks. You remember that used to be a thing on instant messenger too. You used to
Correct.
be able to tell when somebody read your text and messages. Um, yeah, I've been, I'm also a foreigner, so WhatsApp has been in my DNA for a hot minute now. But yeah, Africa Cup of Nations was fire. But Super Bowl, man, some of the commercials. What did you think? You probably didn't even get a chance to.
I
Did you
was
see
working.
Kanye's commercial?
No, I didn't see one commercial
Oh my god!
because like I'm DJing and the club is the TV's behind me in the club.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. So Kanye had this commercial that apparently that is getting so much praise amongst people, and I'm very honest. I'm a Kanye hater. Like I'm not gonna hide it. I don't fuck with dude. I don't can't stand him. Uh, and so he's getting a lot of praise about this $7 million commercial that he paid for, and it was just kind of him talking to the camera and saying, and actually I saw the commercial later on. I don't even remember seeing it on during the Super Bowl. So, but it's just him talking to the TV and directing people to his website Yeezy.com. If you recall, Kanye recently had put out those Yeezy pods, which are like the socks versions of his shoes, and they got really bad reviews. They got shitted on by ATATF, which is like a blog Instagram account. And Kanye actually ended up DMing the dude who owns the pod that owns that account and saying, yo, you're fucking up my money, this, that, and the other, and whatever it was. But they dropped their prices from a $200 for that Yeezy pod to
$20.
$20.
Yeah, 20
20
bucks.
bucks. And everything on the website was $20 and ended up making about close to $20 million in sales. 19 point whatever million dollars, right? So people are like giving calling Kanye a genius and this, that, and the other, and everybody's licking his kneecaps and shit like that. But I I just don't even understand it, bro. Like, when you look at it from like a business point of view, sure, maybe it's maybe he did something that's great, but I don't look at it like that. I mean, you won. You had to. He also ended up refunding everybody who had bought those Yeezy pods and paid $200 for them. He ended up refunding them $180. So when you start really doing the math, it's not like he made $12 million in profit, because everybody on Instagram and fucking TikTok is like, oh yeah, Twitter and all these places. Yo, it was a $7 million investment for this Super Bowl commercial, and he made $19 million in sales. That's a $12 million profit. Look at how he parlayed this, that, and the other, and made $12 million off jump. How the fuck you get to $12 million, dog? You have not even accounted for his cost in making each one of those products, right? You haven't even accounted the money he had to give back, that he had to credit each one of those people the $180. You have not even counted what he pays for warehousing or operations and hourly salaries or this, that, and the other. You have not accounted for any of that shit. You just running your mouth. You just think that you subtract 7 million from 19 million, and oh, he made a $12 million profit. Fam, that's not how business works, idiot. So meanwhile, I think it is commendable that you're able to make those kind of sales off of like a 20 or 30-second commercial. Nobody ever said that he's not popular. I never said that. And actually, that's been one of my biggest things with him is, his popularity and the power he has um, amongst young people. I just don't like some of the messages he spreads, because a lot of people do look up to him and they go by every word that he says. And he's just able to influence the youth so much more. And I feel like, the whole George Floyd was not really killed, and, slavery was a choice, and fucking loving Trump, all these things, man. Fuck him. You know what I mean?
I agree with everything you just said in terms of
Yeah.
Kanye. And if you know me, that was my guy. You know what I'm saying? We said this before. That was
Yeah.
my guy.
Yeah.
But who he
A
is and
lot
who
of
he
us.
was,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
who he is and who he was are a lot of different are different, and we accept those differences and keep it pushing. But he's just not who he was.
Yeah.
Um, I think that I did see some notice about that, but again, because it was Kanye, I didn't pay a lot of attention. The I saw people affectionately calling it the Usher concert. Yeah, I'm about to turn on the Usher concert. I'm about to watch the Usher show, which I thought was just people's their love for him. Usher brought out JD, he brought out Alicia Keys, brought out the artist known as Her, brought out Lil Jon, and Ludacris. So he kind
Will
of
I
gave you
am.
Will I Am. So he kind of gave you that show that they should have had in Atlanta a few years ago. And I don't know if Taylor wants to follow that up. I don't think Taylor can follow that up. Number one. So number two, you know what I'm saying? Because next year would be crazy if they do this. Next year's Super Bowl
Where is
is
this?
in
Where is it?
New Orleans.
Juvenile.
Wayne. You gotta
Wayne.
do Wayne and Juvenile. You have to. They'll go crazy.
I see your point, but it would be kind of a missed opportunity from the NFL's part if they don't capitalize and lock in Taylor Swift now.
The issue with it is though, I don't think I think it would make sense if she was from the South. Right?
Isn't she
And
from the South?
no,
Because
she's from like Pennsylvania
isn't she like a country singer too?
or Ohio or something like that. I don't know
Oh,
what
okay.
she is. She's mad corny.
Let's see. Yeah, she's black. Where is Taylor Swift from? Oh shit, Reading, Pennsylvania.
I just said Pennsylvania.
Yo. Listen, some of the best outlets I went to as a kid were in Reading, Pennsylvania.
I feel like that's where like they shoot The Office or they shot The Office.
No,
You
that
know,
was that's
Dunder
something with an
Mifflin or
S.
something.
Yeah, Scranton, something like that.
Scranton.
Scranton. That's Scranton, Pennsylvania. No, listen to me. Reading, Pennsylvania, bro. I used to go there fairly often. They had a Tommy Hilfiger outlet. And get this, the only place in this area had a Jabot outlet. Jabot jeans, Timberland, Jabot, Tommy Hill. So used to get out of be at school in the morning, bounce out of there, drive up to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and that had the Polo, Nike, Tommy, all of those things. But then to get the Jabot outlet, we drove from Lancaster to Reading. Shout out to my man Troy. We used to drive his car everywhere. Yeah.
Jabot's in 92, 93 were it.
Man, like 94, 95.
You had to have the
Freshmen or
official.
sophomores. Yo, listen, Brand X shorts, everything. We had everything, bro. We were
I
killing
remember it.
it.
I remember Brand X for sure.
Yeah, we were
Um,
killing it. Yeah, shout
so
out to Reading, Pennsylvania. Shout out to
yeah,
Taylor Swift. Then okay, that's what's
nah,
up.
no shout out to us.
Yeah, fuck.
But just shout out to Usher and what he was able to accomplish in 9 minutes. That was only a 9 minute segment. You know what I mean? People were really
Okay.
until speaking high. I think he announced a tour as a result of it. I think I'm seeing if my mom wants me to buy tickets for her to go to the tour once it hits Phoenix. Those go on tour. I think Friday. I mean, on sale Friday or Saturday. So we'll see. And unfortunately, we were really patreon.com/What's the podcast. We were riding a high in the sports world all weekend between some things that Steph did and the football and all that. But unfortunately, we lost a world record holder by the name of Kelvin Kiptum,
Oh man. Yeah.
who set a world record in a marathon last October, and his coach Gervais Hakizimana of Rwanda, who was 36. They died in a car accident on February 11th in Kenya. Rest in
In
peace to
Kenya
both
or
those gentlemen.
Germany?
Uh,
I think he might have died in Germany.
this says in Kenya, and this is from
Oh, okay. Never mind.
this is from Runner's World.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That was a very, very, very sad story. Uh, man. Yeah. I mean, dude broke the world record in Chicago just a few months ago. Um, and I think he was ran the marathon in just like a few seconds over 2 hours, which is run 26.1 miles or 2 miles, 26.2 miles in 2 hours is fucking incredible.
Okay, so he was Kelvin Kiptum, who is a stunning world record in a marathon, running 2 hours and 35 seconds. He was only 23 when he
Yeah.
smashed the previous marathon record, uh, held by Kipchi. He averaged 4:36 per mile for the distance, and he had negatives with the race at 1 hour 48 seconds first half, and 59 minutes 47 seconds for the second.
Unbelievable. And
Crazy.
this dude was a fucking machine, bro. And I actually remember he was interviewed. I think it was after that Chicago Marathon, and they were asking him about music and what he listens to, and he actually ended up saying, "I love listening to Sean Paul, and my current favorite is Give It to Me. I listen to his songs during my free time." So
Okay.
he was a big Sean Paul fan, and actually Sean, I think, might have gone to some publication and expressed his gratitude and as well as his sympathy to Kelvin Kiptum's family and loved ones. And very, very sad day in the running world. Dude was also mad young. It was just, big loss in the running world and for Africa as a whole. Um, the runners, man, the runners all come from Kenya, Ethiopia, and Somalia. And I don't know if it has to do with the high altitudes in those areas, but those motherfuckers are just gifted, and he was one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's just super unfortunate, man. I don't even know what to say. It's crazy, but
Yeah,
rest in peace to both of those men and their families.
for
Uh,
sure, for sure.
Patreon.com/ what's a podcast. Uh, I don't know if
I
you're about to
talked
say
to
something.
no, I was gonna say I had talked to our guy $1 billion Lex like I think about a week and a half ago, and
He didn't pop out. Were you in New York?
nah, I texted. I was like, "Yo, you want to come meet us at Double House?" And he didn't even respond.
Oh,
What if we should call somebody? Should we call someone on this
see if you can
Patreon
call Lex.
episode?
See if you can call Lex real quick.
Should I have Lex just kind of join in? Let me
Yeah,
see.
see if you can join it real quick.
Let me let me dial Lex real quick. You think Lex is on a he's got a little situation lined up?
We'll see. We'll see.
It is Valentine's Day.
That's 10:45 Valentine's Day.
He might not answer.
I wouldn't.
True. Who else can we call if this doesn't happen?
Yeah.
Oh shit, $1 billion Lex. You live on What's a Podcast Patreon.
Oh, what's going on, fellas?
You in bed?
Yeah. Got that comfort.
Oh, do we need to block that out? Do we need to beep that out?
Nah, I'm here for the people. People got to know what's going on.
All right, man. Well, you do your thing. All right.
I love.
All right. Peace. Well, listen, our guy's a little bit occupied, taking full advantage of Valentine's Day, as you should. Yeah, we missed out. So I don't know. Who else can we call? Should we try to call Eddie?
No.
No.
We gotta keep it pushing.
He's in international waters.
Yeah. No, but it's Valentine's Day everywhere. You feel me? So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
respect everybody, especially on the East. 10:45
Yeah.
on the East. You're fed and
That's true.
you're well fed at this point. You feel me? So
I did go to the new Undefeated store in New York, by the way.
oh, that is still a thing. Yeah, how is that?
Listen, very nice store. Lot of selection in there, man. And I ended up buying another pair of these Terror Squad Air Force Ones, the baby blue colorway, which, I only had one pair of. But out of the two that were released, that one was my favorite. But it was a New York exclusive and sold out in a lot of places pretty fast. But I happened to walk into Undefeated and they had my size and they still had pairs. So I grabbed one over there. And so, yeah, shout out to them. Um, are you trying to get it? Actually, you said no, right? I asked on the chat about those bread fours that are coming out in a couple of days. I think they drop on Saturday.
Yeah, no. I
Fantastic.
appreciate it. I just actually got the pair of New Balances that I have to wear for Saturday.
Oh, okay,
That's
me
gonna
too.
be you know what I'm saying? So
990 V6. What's the
yeah.
fit looking like? Do you know?
Who knows? No. I just saw that. I knew the shoes are on the way.
Yeah.
So we'll see. You know what I mean? But
Are you gonna come out to the panel as well during the day, or are you just gonna make?
I'm gonna ride with you.
Oh, okay. All right. Bet.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So I'm gonna go to I'm gonna get up, knock out 10 miles, and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back and take a nap, and then whenever you're ready, let's ride.
All
And
right.
the panel should be amazing, and we actually have the flyer in our Instagram story. We'll be posting it in our Instagram story for the next few days. And now, not gonna front. I don't know what's going on with the time that I'm DJing. I don't know if that's still open to the public, but you
I
know what I'm
don't
saying.
think that one's open to the public. But
Yeah,
if
but
you are on our that tier, I know the DJ tier on Patreon, we can bless you with an invite to actually, we should even talk about what the event is. So it's actually a hype beast and New Balance event in conjunction with our friends at the shop somewhere here in Washington D.C. In just commemorating and celebrating New Balance here in this area. So there's sort of like a gallery exhibition of. Actually, I don't know what's going to be in the exhibition, but it's a gallery. It's a New Balance gallery, so to speak. And during the day from 1 p.m. to 2 on Saturday, there's going to be a panel with myself, Dominic Adams, who's one of the owners of Somewhere, Ian Callender, and a conversation about New Balances, Washington D.C., our style, our fashion in the city. I shouldn't say our because I'm not really from here, but I am a resident of the city now for the last 20 some odd years. But it's moderated by Hype Beast, and then later on that night, there's actually a party that Jerome is going to be DJing, and yeah, it's gonna be a nice little vibe, man. We're gonna hold it down and have a good time.
I have a question. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um, so, on piggybacking on what you said, how long does somebody need to live in a city before they can say they're from that city?
Maybe
For
never. I don't
for,
know.
for instance,
Yeah.
we I get booked to DJ out of town a lot. You know what I'm saying? Knock on wood, keep that popping. They'll be
Yeah.
like Jerome Baker from DC. I'm
I
like,
think that's different. I think
hold
that's
on, hold
acceptable.
on. But then I'm like, hold on, I'm not from DC. I didn't grow up
Hmm.
going to go go's and to the, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Things like I don't have that shared DC experience. So I'm
Correct.
like, yo, I'm based in DC, but I'm from. But like, how
Yeah.
long does that stay up? And what if the out of towners or the transfers in whatever respective space do better than the natives?
Man, listen, that's a tough question to answer. I will say that um, I think that you can never really be from that city. Like for example, our children are Washingtonians. They're from this city, right? You're from Arizona. To me, I kind of feel like where you maybe went to middle school and high school dictates where you're from. I think those are formidable years of where you're growing up, and you kind of tap in with whatever culture your city has. Um, in situations like this, I think you and I face the same thing professionally. When you're going out of town, they do give you the title Jerome Baker III from Washington D.C. I think you just got to accept that. I think you got to accept that because professionally, your career was started here, and you've been here from day one of DJing. I think, right? Unless you DJed in college, maybe you
I,
DJed in Hampton, but really over here, you started getting money over here.
yeah, I no, getting money was DC.
Yeah. So I think that's okay, man. And I feel a little bit phony. Uh, for example, going up on this panel and speaking about Washington D.C. style and fashion, but what I do to alleviate that is I do go in there and immediately make the disclaimer that I'm not from here. Um, However, I can't speak to it because I was also around for a lot of those things. You know what I mean? I was there coming to Georgetown and running around F Street and all these places that were big sneaker hubs in the early, mid, and late 90s, 2000s, and all these places. Um, you know what I mean? So I got to see a lot of what this city had to offer when it came to not just New Balances, but just sneaker wise and fashion wise. And I went out and I was outside in the city. You know what I mean? My
Which to me could substantiate the claim that you're from DC.
Yeah, I
Because
think I think
a lot of the things that kids talk about or hear about, or some of the people that they talk about or hear about, were just right there. They were just in the
yeah.
same club as you were. There's nothing special about those Negroes, you know.
No, no, that's a fact. I mean, and a lot of those people that were outside are still friends of mine to this day. Whether
as
whether it
evidenced by
was
Abdul's birthday party.
whether it was the street dudes or the professionals or just what I mean, everybody who was getting it, in any way aspect that you can think about it. Um, I was friends, and those were all my peoples from any walk of life. And you know this city has shown me nothing but love from day one. I think it's the best city in the country, but that doesn't take away that I'm still from Baltimore County. You know what I mean? So I still do definitely make sure I announce that. Um, but I don't know if that necessarily takes away my ability to speak on Washington D.C. as well. I have been here for a really long time. I've lived in the city for over 20 years. I've owned property here. I pay taxes here. Um, and yeah, so that's what it is. You know,
At
it's
that
it's
point, you're
hard.
from.
It's hard to really find a whole lot of Washingtonians. Uh, my wife is one of them, and of course, now like the Silases and the Tony Lewis Juniors, um, and we do have friends that are native Washingtonians, but there's also a lot of people from Maryland who just claim they were from DC, and maybe they were born here, and then right after that they were back to Suitland or
Maryland, yeah,
Silver
Maryland.
Spring. You know what I mean? So I don't think if you're born somewhere just because of where you were born or the hospital you were born in means you're from that area at all. I think everybody should just be honest about who they are.
Listen, man, I'm Jerome Baker from Mesa, Arizona. That's what
There
it
you
is.
go.
You know what I mean? Like I'm from a suburb, from the suburbs. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing. Patreon.com/what's the podcast. We're about to cross the 11 o'clock hour.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
about to wrap it up.
We um
Yeah, it's over.
so,
It's been a long day.
been a long day. Leather bread fours are on the way.
Yeah, and those are coming out on Saturday. I'm getting pairs for myself, my wife. I'm getting multiple pairs for myself, my wife, my daughter. Streamer Eddie's getting a pair, and I have
Yeah,
some
I was
family members who are also getting a
cool.
pair.
I was
Yeah,
cool on them, but it's a great look. Upcoming, you've got the KD4s. We're gonna see a bunch of All Star Edition shoes because it's All Star Weekend coming up for the NBA. The
yeah,
book, the books officially drop on Saturday with a nice little tracksuit. They got some red Terminator lows. Some good stuff, man. Patreon.com/what's the podcast. Now we're gonna say what is Abdul watching.
So I got done with what's the name of that joint? Homeland. With Claire Danes. I finished that off. I think I said that last week, and I started Power Book Raising Canaan. I am on episode 10, which is the last episode of this season. Knock that shit out in a week. Yo, if you've not seen Raising Canaan, you need to go watch it. It's actually fantastic, well written, good acting, all around solid show. After that, I am going to start Breaking Point, which is um, sort of like a reality show based around tennis players, including DMV's own Francis Tiafo, number 16 in the world. And they follow these tennis players around these different tournaments around the world, and it's a reality show slash documentary based on their professional careers. Very interesting. I watched the first season, and I'm now about to get started with the second season as soon as I'm done with Raising Canaan. And then I'm actually still got to catch up on Fargo latest season, and then I'm gonna watch Hightown,
Jeez.
which is on Stars. But I'm waiting for that season to get done. and then True Detective. Also, I got some things lined up, man. I got a
Got
few
some
shows
things.
lined up. Yeah. So this next week I'm gonna be heavy on the TV, dog. Um, my wife is taking my kids skiing for like a mother's only ski getaway weekend or something like that. My eldest turns 12 on Sunday, so happy birthday, boo boo. Um, but I'll be here, man. I'm gonna be. I got you and I got the thing on Saturday as well as a few functions. We won't be on the streets Sunday as well,
So
right?
what we yeah. I got
You want to talk about that other thing happening at the? Never mind. Maybe it's not public.
we just locked in Shanklin Hall Sunday.
That's what I
Um,
think I was talking about.
that's gonna be
I'll be
four to
there.
eight. That's gonna be 4 to 8, which is perfect because
Yep.
Scooty got something 6 to 12 at the line, and then
Oh,
we're
maybe
four to
that's what I was talking
eight.
about. Where are
Yeah,
you gonna be?
Shanklin Hall right around the corner, right as Morgan.
I'll do both.
We're next to what's Heaven or Hell.
I bet. I'm gonna come through.
Speaking of Washington D.C., I was so proud. I was DJing at Shanklin Hall this past Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The Essence is back.
What happened?
The diner is open 24 hours.
Oh,
The Essence is back.
I didn't even know they'd gone to what? They were just
Like
regular
Monday,
hours
like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is just like regular hours. It's like a
since
diner. It's like
COVID.
yeah, since COVID.
Wow,
I
the
had I
diner
had
is
I
back.
had I think I ate with Bella there one time over COVID. It was great.
Yeah, the diner is back, huh? That's what's up. Okay,
Um
24 hours.
yeah, so I think we kind of just heard about what Abdul's about to watch, and we just definitely uh went over the sneakers that are gonna drop.
Yeah,
Uh, musically, I want to say that I've been listening to a lot of. We're all familiar with Sal Masakela, um, Black who used to be on
who's that?
ESPN.
The X Games guy?
Yeah. We're all familiar with Sal Masakela.
Yeah,
What everybody did not know is his father is a legendary jazz player
I did know that.
and makes
I
him
did know that.
amazing. And he on his story tonight that he went to a bar in Tokyo called JBS that plays the music. He told dude who's his dad, the bartender, Kobayashi's son, usually literally runs around the whole bar, finds a record to put on. He's got the Supreme turntables in there now, looking crispy. And
Wow,
also, Supreme 2024 looked real good. It looked real
they
good.
got
You
a
know what I
they
mean?
got a Ducati coming out, dog. They got a collaboration with Ducati bikes. All they already got two.
Supreme is it. Supreme is the one. You know.
Yeah.
So, shout out to our guy, always available. Hashtag Sheba Eddie.
Enjoy overseas, brother. I think
DJ Jerome
Sugar
Baker
Eddie's
third.
back with us. I think he's
Back
back with
next
us
week.
next week, right?
Next week we're gonna speak about our 5 album deal that we signed. Okay, we signed a 5 album deal. Not to mention we have the
Yeah,
Wizards thing coming up. So
yeah.
again, hit us in the DM or the chat if you're trying to come through Saturday. It should be fun. We appreciate everybody who come out, and we're out of here. Peace.
Peace.